India have beaten Afghanistan in the one-off test, and concurrently, the BCCI also released the squads for the T20 series against Ireland and England, as well as the Asian Games, with the big surprise news being Shreyas Iyer stepping in as the captain of the T20 side. Safe to say, Indian cricket circles have been buzzing all over the place in the last few days. So let's talk about everything that's been happening. Starting off with the most obvious, the one-off test against Afghanistan.
And to be very honest, most people already knew what will be the result. Afghanistan are still not at the level required to consistently compete in Test cricket. But that is not entirely their fault. The biggest problem is that they simply don't play enough Test cricket. If the ICC truly wants Test cricket to survive and grow, they need to organize more regular Test matches or Test series involving Afghanistan, Ireland, Zimbabwe, West Indies, maybe even Bangladesh and Pakistan to some extent.
Right now, there is a massive gulf in the quality between the sides in the World Test Championship. At the top, you have teams like Australia, England, South Africa, and New Zealand, and maybe to some extent India as well, playing one brand of Test cricket. Then you have the middle of the pack, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and the West Indies. And below that are the teams that barely get opportunities to play the format. The West Indies have fallen off significantly in Test cricket. Bangladesh, while they have been playing Test cricket since the early 2000s, still haven't become a consistent force yet, but they are showing sparks of life, especially against Pakistan in the recent series. And speaking of, Pakistan's test numbers also continue to decline in free fall. Ireland, Afghanistan, and the chevrons of Zimbabwe play their test matches once every blue moon.
And honestly, why are Netherlands still not a Test nation? They have been playing cricket for decades now, and in recent ICC events, they have impressed repeatedly. The South Africans know that very well. They surprised them 2 times. If these lower ranked nations regularly play against each other at least, occasionally against mid ranked teams, and sometimes against the top sides, their red ball cricket will grow naturally. The ICC really needs to think about this.
But nonetheless, away from the rant, as for the match itself, it was a dream debut for Manav Suthar, a quite controversial pick when selected for the India Test team initially. He picked up a 6-wicket haul in the first innings and quite a handy 28 runs with the bat towards the end of the Indian innings. Shubman Gill and KL Rahul were the stars of the show with the bat, scoring twin centuries, while Sai Sudharsan made an impressive 81 at number 3. Now the big question is whether Sai Sudharsan gets another opportunity or not. Because we've seen this before. He scored 87 against the West Indies and was dropped the very next game. Ever since Cheteshwar Pujara left, India's number 3 position has basically become a game of musical chairs.
Yes, after Pujara, for some time Subman Gill was playing at 3, but after retirement of Virat Kohli, he moved to 4. And since then, we have tried Sai Sudharsan, Karun Nair, Washington Sundar, but giving them 1 or 2 opportunity and then moving on from them very quickly. Number 3 is a very crucial position in Test cricket, and we do need to stop these musical chairs happening every single time.
Now, apart from the test match, we need to talk about the headline news. Shreyas Iyer presented officially as the new captain of the Indian T20 side. And look, there is absolutely no doubt about his leadership abilities. Ever since becoming a captain in the Indian Premier League, he's been exceptional, showed great promise for the Capitals in the initial years, then came to the Knight Riders and delivered them a trophy in 2024, and continued that great rhythm with the Punjab Kings in the last 2 seasons. He understands modern T20 cricket, handles pressure well, and has earned a lot of respect as a leader. But there is one point that deserves some attention. The last T20 match that Shreyas Iyer played for India was back in 2023, and it is only now that he returns straight into the 11 and as captain as well.
And Ravi Ashwin even pointed out this earlier. And there is one more thing. When Virat Kohli stepped down as T20 international captain, he wanted to be the captain for red ball and ODI cricket. But at that time, many people believed there should be one captain in white ball and another for Test cricket. But I think BCCI moved on from that policy also, because right now Subman Gill is leading India in Test cricket and ODI cricket, whereas Shreyas Iyer is leading in the T20I cricket. And coming back to the topic that Shreyas Iyer came straight into the team as a captain. Again, this doesn't make Iyer a bad choice. He'll probably do a fantastic job and continue India's dominance in T20 cricket. But it is fair to ask some questions.
Definitely. What about Sanju Samson, who's been a key member of the T20 setup for quite some time now? Then Hardik Pandya, who was the vice-captain of the 2024 T20 World Cup winning side and led India regularly after the 2022 T20 World Cup. What about vice-captain? Or should I say former vice-captain Akshar Patel? who has also been replaced, this time by Tilak Varma. And speaking of vice captains, what exactly is happening with that position as well? Even Gautam Gambhir as a player once famously questioned the constant chopping and changing of vice captains, while the captain himself remained untouched, even though he greatly admired MS Dhoni's tactical mind. Yet under the current setup, we've seen Hardik replaced by Shubman Gill, then Gill by Akshar, who was again replaced by Gill, and then again, Akshar Patel himself was handed the vice captaincy back. And now, Tilak Varma finally is the newest vice captain.
And interestingly, the same thing has happened in Test cricket too. Rishabh Pant was removed as vice captain, and now KL Rahul is back in that role again. He served as vice captain when Rohit Sharma was the captain. And in a test match in 2021 in South Africa, KL Rahul did lead the side, and in one Bangladesh series also. This constant chopping and changing does raise a few eyebrows. And not just these vice captaincy decisions raise eyebrows, some of the player selections also. Like, where is Rajat Patidar, a batter who constantly keeps the run rate high during the middle overs, has delivered in domestic cricket, has been one of the most destructive batters in IPL in the last 2 seasons. Where is the reward for his performance, for his grind in domestic and IPL?
Then there comes the huge questions around Aqib Nabi. Back-to-back Ranji seasons with Jammu Kashmir, where he picked up more than 50 wickets in each, even leading Jammu Kashmir to their first ever Ranji Trophy title this season. What more does he need to do? Indian fans and selectors have constantly demanded a fast bowling all-rounder who's handy with the bat as well. And now when you have one who's performed consistently at the domestic level, proven his mettle, and even made his debut in the Indian Premier League, it still isn't good enough for him to be given a deserving chance in the Indian team. And why is Jasprit Bumrah even in the Asian Games squad? We constantly hear about workload management for Bumrah. How is it workload management only for Test cricket?
And then there is the curious case of Mohammed Shami. We have seen a lot of controversy regarding him and Ajit Agarkar. One saying that he is not fit enough, the other party saying he is fit and ready to go. And to be honest, whenever Mohammed Shami has gotten any opportunity, he has delivered. Be it Ranji Trophy, SMAT, Vijay Hazare, or in the recent IPL. Yet he wasn't picked for the Afghanistan test. If selectors didn't even consider him for a match that could have helped him get international game time, it raises a serious question. Has Mohammed Shami's international chapter quietly come to an end?
Speaking of the end of a chapter, one player whose career with the Indian national team might have officially come to an end is Suryakumar Yadav. Officially dropped from the Indian T20 side, having just won the World Cup with India back in March, it has truly been a wonderful journey for Sky with the Indian national team. He was arguably India's first truly modern T20 batter, a strike rate around 160, and a batter who transformed India's middle overs and changed the way the team approached modern T20 cricket. Debuting only at 30, he became world #1 batter in T20s at 31 and lifted the World Cup with India thanks to that famous catch of his in the final against South Africa in 2024. Then going on to win the Asia Cup with India in 2025 and adding to boot the T20 World Cup title as captain to finish off an imperious career with the men in blue.
He truly proved that success isn't measured by age, but by impact. And that catch you just mentioned of David Miller, that will be the highlight for his career. That catch actually ended India's 11-year wait for an ICC trophy. We don't know exactly if he will ever come back to the international cricket or not. But if this really is the end of his international journey, thank you Surya Bhau for all the memories. And finally, the most exciting story, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. The 15-year-old prodigy has received his maiden India call-up after another outstanding IPL season. Debuting midway in the last year IPL to this IPL, he has terrorized bowling attacks. And this year, he also showed maturity whenever the situation demanded.
But now, there will be a huge selection headache for Gautam Gambhir and the coaching staff. How do you fit everyone into this 11? Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma both have been flawless. Dropping either of them will be difficult, but leaving Vaibhav on the bench might be even harder. The most likely solution is putting Vaibhav in for Abhishek, lefty for a lefty. You already have Ishan Kishan, Tilak Varma, Shivam Dube, Akshar Patel providing left-hand options throughout the middle order. Sanju's presence at the top as a right-hander alongside captain Shreyas Iyer becomes even more important.
In the recent T20 World Cup, we did see that we had a lot of left-handers and the opponent team went in with off-spinner right away. And we did see how much the lefties struggled against the off-spin. But whatever combination India chooses, one thing is certain. A new era of Indian T20 cricket is beginning, and it is going to be fascinating to watch. But these were our thoughts. Let us know if you agree with Shreyas Iyer becoming captain, whether you think Rajat and Aqib Nabi should have been selected for the squad, and what would be your preferred 11 for Ireland and England series and for the Asian Games, and whether Vaibhav will be in that 11 of yours or not. Do let us know in the comments.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to press the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel as it helps us out massively. We are slowly inching towards the 100 subscriber mark. We hope to get there soon. As for now, we'll see you in the next one. This is Glitch Lab signing out.